All right. This is the morning video because at 6 p.m. tonight there's going to be Drive-In Saturday, but check it out. I started to add tones. Let me take the pencil layer out for a second. So I got this new thing called Beat Tones. My girlfriend got it for my birthday. And it's really cool. The problem with tones in Procreate and actually in most of the digital things is you either get the kind of idiotic looking gigantic halftones where the dots are so big you can see them, or you have the situation, and it happened on the other page, where if you choose textures, where is it? If you choose textures from the standard Procreate menu, and you're kind of drawing in your tones and layering them in, if you layer in more than one, they can get out of alignment and cause the moire effect pretty easily. But this is a True Grit Beat Tones, and they solve both of those problems. This is Beat Tones Classic over here. You start with a 10% tone, and then you, if you want to get them darker, you throw the 30% tone over the top of that. And it seems like they're getting lighter and lighter, but in reality, they're getting darker and darker. It's a combo brush of some kind. And they have not just the dot tones, but they also have like the duotone style with the lines. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the style I want to use just for the story. And then also, she didn't just give me that one. She got me like a package deal here. I also got this thing called the Rusty Nib. And so I'm trying that out just to see how it looks. When I started using... Oh, wow. When I started using the Gasinski ink brush, it really did transform things for me. And I'm hoping that this has a similar effect if I look out. I don't know. It'll at least look different, right? So anyways, that's what's going on with me. Tonight, I don't think I'll be working on this comic in the Drive-In Saturday. I will be working on Tarzan and maybe even just sketchbooking. I think that the new way forward for me... She's got a hood on. The new way forward for me is to sort of balance my comics productivity, which is very high right now, with more sketchbooking. Sketchbooking's how you improve. So, and you certainly improve like by actually doing comics. I think that's the like McFarlane said, the learn to draw comics by drawing comics, right? So that's maybe it wasn't that exact quote, but it's something similar to that. But now I've got it to the point where I think my paneling is good, but I need to improve my drawing. And there's certainly more things that I could do. My paneling is actually very standard. I don't take a lot of chances on my paneling. But there's a reason for that. It's, you know... All right, let's see what that looks like. This is the actual size. Pull the pencils off. It looks a little bit achy breaky. I'm not sure if I like it. Let's try smooth natural nib. This line is not a line. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit nicer. Okay. I think there are certain lines that I want to definitely have as more smoother. And once again, my concerns are always line width or line weight. I believe that's the correct way to say it. We're going to redo these. And line control. I was mentioning in the other video the other day, yesterday, how watching the Joe Kubert inking video was pretty eye-opening, and it was. Totally was. The techniques. One of those techniques is not to feel too constrained about switching tools up, using a different tool for different parts of each, of the drawing, which seems intuitive and obvious now that I mention it, right? All right, let's see what it looks like. She's looking okay. She's looking okay. Shout out to, I think his name is Carl's Tunes on Instagram. I actually met him on Twitter last year, although he may not remember it. Not last year, like 2016 or something. He had a webcomic. It was set in like it was like some kind of air pirates kind of thing, and they had kind of an airplane thing. And I remember when he declared, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. The comic is at an end. I'm working on something new. But I quite like that web comic. Anyways, I'm friends with him on Instagram, and I quite like everything he does. Still, he has this like very smooth line style. It's not even a Ligny Claire. It's like the forms are everything's super clean on it. And I commented on one of his drawings. I said, "This is looking so clean." And he goes, "I should probably rub out the pencil underneath." And I'm like, "It's not what I meant, really, because I didn't even see the pencil. I didn't even notice it. It's the quality of his line looking so good, looking so good, baby." All right, I'm having me some morning allergies. All right, wake up, Peter. Wake up. It's the weekend. It's time for you to draw comics. I draw comics every day, baby. That's what it's all about. That hand is looking a little bit large, but you know what? That's okay. This was supposed to look like she was about to start picking the lock, or she's listening at the door. All right, hang on. Let's Get rid of everything that went outside the panel borders. I never knew. Speaking of, it's kind of funny. One of the rules that I was taught early on is don't stand your figures on the borders, on the panel borders. You know, it creates a tangent. It's weird. Don't do it. And I was looking at Macro Boys, Captain Marvel Jr., the public domain comics that are over in Comic Book Plus. And I can't remember if it's the first or the second issue. Like, I just started looking at it. But there's, like, one of the splash pages is literally both Captain Marvel Jr. and I think his arch enemy, which is Captain Nazi, believe it or not, um, standing on the panel borders. Dang it! Let's get that going. It goes down to here like that. We want to maintain this sort of consistent angle, consistent ratio. That's not what I wanted. There we go, closer. This is the line that corresponds to this line, so there's another thin line. Trying to make it look like a monastery with these sort of medieval looking doors, or churchy looking doors. And there's stonework everywhere. And there's another one, and then there's black. Oh. There we go. And then it's just a matter of one thing I haven't tested with this brush. This is smooth natural. Well, yes. Its flood fill capability is perfect. It's better than the Gasinki one, actually. Okay, so this is the stone. And because it's stone, we can do like these kind of pock marks to show the texture. But then the door itself is wooden. And it has a little window in it with a little barred window. So at this point, they actually don't know. The monastery does not realize that they have a powerful magical artifact. They have an untranslatable book that faintly tingles with magic, so they don't know what it is. And that's why it's not like under lock and key and completely guarded. Well, it is under lock and key. It's completely locked up. But and kept here in secret. But to the monasteries who are studying, the monks who are studying it, it is a curiosity, a relic of a forgotten era that's not even part of um, their like religion. So I'm wondering if that reads as wood. All right, here we go. I wonder if I tangented with his sleeve, her sleeve. Went a little too far on this one. So they've brought it here to the monastery to study, and that is when Philora makes her move, steals the book. That one went too far. It's okay, we can fix that. Break up a lot of these lines. Yeah, it's okay, fine. Maybe this is where I should be using the Rusty Nib. I want to be doing some lighting effects. Speaking of which, does that show? Let's take a look. Pencils. So my tones, I think I've got to, if I drop the opacity out just a little bit, I don't want the tones to overwhelm the ink, the ink layer. And if you're not careful, that's the danger, of course. Another thing you can do is you go on the tones layer and just do like a little bit of a halo. All right. Her belt is not completed here. There. All right, let's get back to the ink layer. Let's use our micro nib. We can get these wood textures in. I have a good feeling that we'll be finishing this page today. I have all of the roughs completed for page 6 for Tarzan. Oh, kind of like this micro nib. I never knew. Especially for things like shading, shadowing. Like, that's nice. That's a nice nib. Let's do some more wood tones. The wood grain pattern. All right, we're looking good here. And then even for like, there's some hatching that we're going to do here. Oh my gosh. The allergies today. All right. When I was a kid growing up, we had wood paneling in the room that was in my bedroom. And it had a green stain on it. And according to the family legend, my grandfather had put it up like that because he liked the way they looked in the army barracks that he had um, been in. It's my grandfather, Frank Seckler. All right. Hang on. But I never knew him. He died before I was born. She used to have the bag. She has to sort of put the book somewhere when she escapes. So I thought, okay, well, I got to give her a bag or something. All right. Okay. Looking pretty good. One of the cool things about this sequence here is that there's no dialogue, so um, although I kind of considered doing some narrative, some captions, you know, and the captions would not be coming from her. It would not be like her inner monologue or anything like that. It would be more like um, completely off. It would be almost like a voiceover explaining the monks of Claru and the monastery. It said the monks of Claru, are ascetics who, you know, they do things 6 times a day or something. And so it would be like a ability to sort of drop some lore in there. There's a seam. Got sneezes today too. Last night, or yesterday rather, it was storming. Ugh, that's how dedicated I am, baby. All right, hang on. I never knew. Ah, all right. Looking good. All right, so should we apply some tones? Let me show you what the tones look like. You got to switch to the tones layer. This is just in case I screw up. Beat Tones Classic, 10% clean dot. And basically the idea I had was, oh, is that what it is? Come on now. Maybe it is bigger. I'm going to throw them in there. And this is meant to be like, it's kind of showing you the light, right? And then we're going to do another one down here. Whoops. Okay, so that's the light, right? And then we're going to do some shading. It goes underneath, so the light will be back behind her face. So it doesn't matter where I do it. The dots aren't getting out of alignment. That's what's cool about this kit. Okay. And there's maybe some dots that are underneath some shade that's underneath her cloak. Okay. Now we're gonna put a little line in right over here. Now we're gonna darken up and make it even darker shade. So we go from 10 to 30. And then it's the effects of dot gain. It stays in alignment, but it makes the dots bigger and closer together. And that means we can do some tricks, like we can say, okay, do some shade back here. And you can create a whole gradient, like, and it doesn't look too digital. It has a good look to it. All right, so we got that, and then now we want to go to 50%, which is even closer. And let's use that for this area underneath. Oops. Maybe this area down here. Maybe this area behind, like this is the shadow, the direct lighting shadow. And maybe even out here. And you erase outside the lines. And then you can cut through the shadow with a highlight. So let's say the highlight we want to have let's go all the way down to there. So I'm still learning how to use them, but I think that came out pretty good, right? That's showing us some gradients. And then we got, it doesn't look too buried. This looks a bit buried, actually, to tell you the truth. I always want to do a direct shadow around her because that'll draw attention. Okay. As long as I haven't like kind of flubbed it, I've got a good sequence of action, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, let's get back into ink. Get back to Rusty Nib. Where's my Rusty Nib, baby? Not the micro nib. I'm gonna try this fountain inker and see how that goes because I love inking with a fountain pen. So, oh,. We got a Oh, look, we have complete darkness out here too. Am I on the right? Gotta double check. Oh, I like this fountain pen look. Yeah, the line quality on this one is really cool. I kind of like that a lot. All right. Looking good. Okay, we're at 31 minutes. I will continue working on this, and it'll probably get done today, and you won't see a video for it, but that just means that we'll go on to the next page. Oops. I got a whole next page in there where she sneaks across and she gets the book. She throws on her hood, and she's out. And that's our opener. That's our inciting event. Very cool. Anyhow, please like, follow, and subscribe, and I will see you tonight. Tonight at Drive-In Saturday, right here, right now, at 6 p.m. Not right now, a little bit later. The greatest drawing show on the internet. That's right. Talk to you later.